So I have a subject to present today, but we will go with the subject probably later, if Krishna and time permits. So we are reading today from Bhagavad Gita as it is. Chapter 4, I don't know if you can have copies or not, or you can try to follow what I say. Chapter 4, text 34. The name of this chapter is Transcendental Knowledge. So please repeat after me. Tadvidhi paripatena.
Tadvidhi paripatena.
Tadvidhi paripatena.
Tadvidhi paripatena.
Pariprashnena sevaya.
Pariprashnena sevaya.
Pariprashnena sevaya.
Pariprashnena sevaya.
Upadekshanti te jnanam. Upadekshanti te jnanam. Jnaninas tattvadarshina. Jnaninas tattvadarshina. So if you are in the same book as I am, it's 220 page. Translation. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. We'll read a little bit of Purport by Divine Grace Prabhupada. Path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. The The Lord therefore advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of our disciplic succession from the Lord Himself. No one can be a bona fide spiritual master without following this principle of disciplic succession. The Lord is the original spiritual master, and a person in the disciplic succession can convey the message of the Lord as it is to his disciples, to his disciple. No one can be spiritually realized by manufacturing his own process, as is the fashion of foolish pretenders. The Bhagavatam 6.3.19 says, Dharma tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. The path of religion is directly initiated by Lord. Therefore, mental speculation or dry arguments cannot help lead one to the right path. Not by independent study of books or knowledge can one progress in the spiritual life. One has to approach a bona fide spiritual master to receive the knowledge. Such a spiritual master should be accepted in full surrender. And one should serve the spiritual master like a menial servant, without false prestige. Satisfaction of the self-realized spiritual master is the secret of advancement in spiritual life. Inquiries and submission constitute the proper combination for spiritual understanding. Unless there is a submission and service, inquiries from the learned spiritual master will not be effective. One must be able to pass the test of the spiritual master. And when he sees the genuine desire of a disciple, he automatically blesses the disciple with genuine spiritual understanding. In this verse, both blind following and absurd inquiries are condemned. Not only one should hear submissively from the spiritual master, but one must also get a clear understanding from him. In submission and service and inquiries. A bona fide spiritual master is by nature very kind toward the disciple. Therefore, when the student is submissive and is always ready to render service, the reciprocation of knowledge and inquiries become perfect. ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपदामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिपदं वन्देहं श्रीगुरुपदकमलं श्रीगुरुवैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण वदामः सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमस्ते तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी ऋषिगानसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये सकलपत्ररूपस्य कृपासिन्धुदेव च पतितानां पावनोभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Welcome everyone. It's just a pleasure to be with you again. A beautiful Sunday morning. The subject we were originally supposed to discuss was the process of initiation. So I see you are initiated. Are you initiated?
not from the ISKCON.
Not from ISKCON. Are you initiated?
No, I'm getting ready. I'm joined
Okay.
a course now.
So I know she's initiated. She's not. Prabhu is not. We are not. Prabhu is. And Prabhu is. So I would say 70% of our audience is already initiated. So, and 30% is yet to get initiated. Wanted to start with the process of initiation, but since the majority of our audience already knows, so I'll go into a different direction. We'll continue reading until a little bit, and when we have enough audience, we will go with them. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 17th chapter, text 27. Shri Krishna is instructing Uddhava. That's the chapter. And the verse goes, Acharya mam vigyaniyan navime karchit na mritya buddhva shesvita sarvadeva mayo guru. Translation. One should know the Acharya as myself. Never disrespect him in any way. One should not envy him, thinking him an ordinary man, for he is the representative of all the demigods. Purport. This verse appears in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi 146. His Divine Grace Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivakacharya Ashtottara Shri Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada has commented on this verse as follows. So as you know, Srila Prabhupada did translation of Srimad Bhagavatam until 10th canto, and his disciples, senior disciples, they translated 11th and 12th canto. So this is coming in the 11th canto. So his disciples are writing. This is a verse from, so Srila Prabhupada quoted this text somewhere else, and that reference has been brought here back in the purport of this verse. This is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam spoken by Lord Sri Krishna when he was questioned by Uddhava regarding the four social and spiritual orders of society. He was specifically instructing how a brahmachari should behave under the care of a spiritual master. A spiritual master is not an enjoyer of facilities offered by his disciples. He is like a parent. Without the attentive service of his parents, a child cannot grow to a manhood. Similarly, without the care of spiritual master, one cannot rise to the plane of transcendental service. The spiritual master is also called Acharya, or a transcendental professor of spiritual science. Manu Samhita 2:140 explains duties of an Acharya, describing that a bona fide spiritual master accepts the charge of disciples, teaches them Vedic knowledge with all its intricacies, and gives them their second birth. The ceremony performed to initiate the disciple into the study of spiritual science is called Upaniti, or the function that brings one near to the spiritual master. One who cannot be brought near to the spiritual master cannot have a sacred thread. And thus, he is indicated to be a Shudra. The sacred thread worn on the body of a Brahmana, Kshatriya, or a Vaishya is a symbol of initiation by the spiritual master. It is worth nothing if worn merely to boast high parentage. The duty of spiritual master is to initiate a disciple with sacred thread ceremony, and after this samskara or purificatory process, the spiritual master actually begins to teach disciples about the Vedas. A person born a Shudra is not barred from spiritual initiation, provided he is approved by the spiritual master, who is duly authorized to award a disciple the right to be a Brahman if he finds him perfectly qualified. Right. Is it okay if I continue reading?
Yes, please, yes.
In the Vayu Purana, an Acharya is defined as one who knows the import of all the Vedic literature, explains the purpose of Vedas, abide by their rules and regulations, and teaches his disciples to act in the same way. Only out of his immense compassion does the Supreme Personality of Godhead reveal himself as the spiritual master. Therefore, in the dealings of an Acharya, there are no activities but those transcendental loving service to the Lord. He is the supreme servitor of Godhead. It is worthwhile to take shelter of such devotee who is called Ashriya Vigraha, or the manifestation or the form of Lord of whom one must take shelter. So this is a long purport. I would recommend you to read when you go home. This is again 11:17:27. Srila Prabhupada was explaining in a different way, different location, where he said that how Acharya is non-different from the God himself, though he is not God. Sometimes difficult to understand initially. We worship the spiritual master, Sakshat Hari Dvaina Samasta Shastra. So he's as good as God, but he is not God. This is the principle we learn in our parampara. Sometimes when you go, they say, especially in the Mayavadi school, they say, Namo Narayana. You might have heard, Namo Narayana. You are also Narayana, I am also Narayana. No, we don't, our philosophy is different. Acharya, he's worshipped as the representative of the Lord, because he imparts the knowledge that he had learned in the disciplic succession to everyone, to disciples. We heard about the initiation. That initiation talks about Brahmanical initiation. In our ISKCON language, the second initiation, Brahmana Diksha, or sacred thread ceremony, Samskara. So before that, I want to speak about the structure we have and the need of a structure in the society. I also have some printouts for those who are not yet initiated and they want to get initiated. And so there is some guideline to follow that can help. So I have one copy here for me, and you can meet me later. I can give you one copy for your reference. The first question comes is, what is the need of initiation? Why does one need Diksha? Can anyone answer? What? Yes.
Not to have next birth in Golota.
Okay. So, and the cycle of birth and death.
Without guru and instructions of guru, you cannot approach God Krishna.
Yes. To understand the science of God consciousness or Krishna consciousness, you need a guru. Right? Anyone else?
Protection from, you get that special protection when you're initiated from your spiritual master.
Yes, to receive some blessings, to receive protection and knowledge from the spiritual master. Anyone else?
Basically, Krishna is like you want to go closer to God.
Yes, if you want to,
Yeah.
yes, if you want to be servant of the God. So you might have heard, I mean, this is not your first time coming here. Is anyone here for the first time? Here first time, welcome. Happy to have you. So please excuse us if we are going some different roads and directions, but we can talk afterwards. So we are interested in spiritual life. We seek some guidance, some blessings, and some path. And it is said that many speakers say that if you want to serve God, or if you want to end the cycle of birth and death, or if you want to receive protection, or if you want to receive knowledge, you have to become servant of the God. Yes? This is a very common term we always hear. Yeah? So what does it mean by becoming servant? It's not common to have servants here, but majority are from South Asian descent, so we used to have servants. Servant is someone who obeys the orders. They have a set of instructions given, and their duty is to only fulfill those orders, right? So the translation of the word servant in Sanskrit is called dasa or dasi, based on your gender. Now, if you know, in ISKCON, when you receive initiation, what title do you get? Yes? So, for those who don't know, when you get initiated in ISKCON, the first Harinam initiation, there is a type. First thing is your name is changed. You receive a spiritual name. Maybe your name is Pinky, Tom, Dick, I don't know, whatever, Harry, or whatever your name is. The spiritual master gives you a spiritual name based on certain guidelines. And after that name, it follows with a common suffix, right? Das or Dasi or Devi Dasi. So the day we receive that initiation, what we become? Officially, we officially become servants. So it's a funny thing that in Sri Rupa Goswami says, Sarva Upadi Vinirmuktam Tat Paradena Nirmalam, right? In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he says that we should give up all the false designations. I'm this body, I'm a man, I'm a father, I'm Indian, I'm Canadian, I'm brown, I'm white, I'm doctor, I'm smart, I'm intelligent. So Rupa Goswami says Sarva Upadi, Sarva, everything, Upadi means designation. So Sarva Upadi Vinurmuktam. So you give up all the designation and you receive only one designation, that is to become a servant. So that's the beginning of our spiritual journey. I will read a little translation of few verses that I chose to speak on this subject. And I hope to leave probably 10 minutes for questions, if anyone has. So this is Hari Bhakti Vilas. This is a book written by Srila Sanatana Goswami. And this is a very famous verse that Srila Prabhupada quoted at least 25 to 30 times in his books and other lectures. I'll read the translation. As bell metal, this is bell metal. As bell metal, when mixed with mercury, it is transformed to gold. A person, even though not golden pure, can be transformed into a brahmana or a dvija simply by the initiation process. So Prabhupada continues, thus, if one is initiated by a proper person, he can be accepted as a twice born immediately. In our Krishna consciousness movement, We therefore offer the students his first initiation and allow him to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So there was a science in the old days where you can mix bell metal with mercury and do some processes, and the end result was this metal was transformed to gold. They were called alchemists. I think there's alchemists. So that process is forgotten, absolute now, so extinct. And then, so Prabhupada says, similarly, when a person receives initiation, they are called Dvija, or twice born. So one birth is when we are born from the womb of a mother. We have parents, someone gave us birth. So that is the first birth. The second birth is when a spiritual master awards you initiation. This is usually called the mantra diksha or Brahman diksha. So first you are Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya, whatever, whoever you are. But when you receive the mantra diksha or initiation, you become twice born. How? I'll read it from, this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Diksha kale bhakta kare atma samarpan. Sei kale Krishna tare kare atma sam. Translation. At the time of initiation, when a devotee fully surrenders unto the service of Lord Krishna, unto the Lord, Krishna accepts him to be as good as himself. So what happens at the time of initiation, that the spiritual master takes charge of your life. He accepts all of your karmas and cuts the connection of you and the karmas right there when you take initiation. And to say that then Krishna thinks that person is as good as myself. This is the time of initiation. Why? Because all of your previous karmas are taken away by the spiritual master at the time of initiation. It is said that if your spiritual master is giving you initiation and you receive, and at the same time you die, you will go directly back to home, back to God. Why? Because all of your karmas are gone. The spiritual master took all the karmas out from your baggage, all the years and life cycles you were carrying, the baggage of your karmas. The spiritual master took them off. Next, Srila Jiva Goswami explains Diksha. Diksha means initiation. In this Bhakti Sandarbha. Diksha is the process by which one can awaken his transcendental knowledge and vanquish all the reactions caused by sinful activities. A person expert in the study of revealed scriptures knows this process as Diksha. I'll continue. This is Hari Bhakti Vilas, 2.6. Unless one is initiated by a bona fide spiritual master, all his devotional services are useless. A person who is not properly initiated can descend again to animal species. Continuation, Hari Bhakti Vilas 2.10. It is the duty of human being to surrender to a bona fide spiritual master, giving him everything, body, mind, intelligence. One must take Vaishnava initiation from him. So, this is the last one I'll read and we will continue our discussion. This is the beginning. Srila Prabhupada speaking in a lecture, February 22nd, 1973. This is the beginning. Diksha. Diksha. Di. Divya. There are two words. Divya Jnana. Divya Jnana means transcendental knowledge or spiritual knowledge. So Divya is the, and Jnanam Shapyati explains that is Sha, Diksha. So it's a combination of two Sanskrit syllables. Di, Srila Prabhupada translates that as Divya Jnana. Di means Divya Jnana, and Sha, Diksha. So the Sha is Shapyati. This is called Diksha. So Diksha means the initiation to begin transcendental activities. This is called initiation. Therefore, we take promise from the disciple. You chant so many times. Yes, sir. You observe these rules and regulations. Yes, sir. That is initiation. He has to observe. He has to chant. Then everything comes automatically. So we learned from Srila Prabhupada's meaning that initiation, the word initiate, to initiate something means you start something, to begin something, right? So the initiation or diksha means you start your spiritual journey for the knowledge under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. Now, Srila Prabhupada also, when he was speaking with some of his managers, and his managers asked Srila Prabhupada, do you want everyone to get initiated, like whoever comes to our temple, for the first time, or the second time, or someone who just comes to eat, or our neighbors, or crossroad plazas, do you want everyone to get initiated? Srila Prabhupada said no. Initiation is only for those who want to be serious in their spiritual life. Initiation is a commitment. In ISKCON, initiation is a commitment. We say that we will chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra daily, minimum. We will follow 4 regular principles. And we will serve the spiritual master. These are the basic, very basic guidelines, or I would say needs to be initiated. If you follow these things, you're qualified for initiation. Now there is, as we see, as we saw that Prabhupada was speaking about mantra diksha, or the sacred thread samskara, where men are given sacred thread, and women are given mantra. So Srila Prabhupada said anyone is qualified for that, but what is the qualification? There are again certain guidelines, rules and regulations that we have to follow to become eligible to receive the second initiation. So today's subject was to provide some guidelines. This is a technical guideline, like if you want to appear in an exam, they have prerequisites, right? Requirements, a list of requirements. You must have passed your graduation with 60%. You must have studied maths in your school, right? You must submit your fees by this deadline. So it's a common thing. If you want to qualify for something or take yourself to a certain level, you have to have some basic grounds. So these are the basic grounds. It's very simple, chanting 16 rounds, following in the footsteps of spiritual master. But as an institution, so this is, I'm speaking as a person, like if I want to get initiation, what should I do? So that's one part, right? That's part of us individually, what we need to do. But on the other hand, ISKCON is an institution. We are a society. So what does society needs to do, or what does society need from you? That's something else. The reason I'm bringing this is initiation, as I said, is a commitment. You commit to serve your guru. Yes, sir. Srila Prabhupada said, yes, sir, I commit to serve you. I surrender unto you. And surrender doesn't mean that, we also read that spiritual master is not allowed to enjoy from whatever disciple gives him. So spiritual master follows certain guidelines of the Vedic rules and regulations and teaches the same thing to the disciple. So the disciple can also become guru in next life, right? Yara dekho tare kaho Krishna upadesh hamare agya guru hiya tare. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, just go talk to everyone, give Krishna upadesh, and hamara agya guru hiya. You become guru. That's how the gurus are. Srila Prabhupada was a perfect disciple of his spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was a perfect disciple of his guru, and his guru, and his guru, going up to Krishna. Our role is to become a perfect disciple. We might have some imperfections, but to have the minimum qualities of surrendering. Surrendering means following what the Guru says. If Guru says you read Bhagavatam, you read Bhagavatam. If your Guru says you clean the temple, you clean the temple. If your Guru says go out and preach to other persons or individuals, you do that. Very simple. There is no brainer. And what happens is if we don't follow those instructions, we will not progress in our life. On the other hand, as we read, if spiritual master is pleased, he will shower all the benedictions. Now, this is a tricky thing. So on the first initiation, as you all have received or you will receive, what happens is you chant the same Hare Krishna Mahamantra, right? Same mantra before initiation, same mantra after initiation. So what happens? We throw some grains in the fire, at the end throw a banana in the fire, circumambulate, get a name. That's external, right? Everything is external. But what happens is the Guru accepts you as his responsibility. And at the time when he accepts you, there is a transcendental revelation in your heart. So Krishna, as you know, Krishna expands himself as the spiritual master. We already read that. He is a representative of the form of the Lord. But same Krishna also resides in our hearts as Paramatma. So these two entities can talk. The Guru sitting outside and the Paramatma sitting in your heart, they can communicate very well. So same Guru inspires you, cleanses you, and makes you eligible so you can advance in spiritual life. Now Srila Prabhupada also speaks of the term when if you promise something at the time of initiation, yes sir, I will chant 16 rounds, yes sir, I will follow 4 regulative principles, but you cannot, or you don't want, for whatever reason. And Srila Prabhupada says, this is not gentleman's business. We are here to train gentlemen or gentlewomen. So, if you promise something at the time of initiation, and there are certain elements present, there's holy fire, there's deity, there is a spiritual master, of course, there are Vaishnavas all around. Usually initiation is done in public, so they become your sakshi. I don't know what you call sakshi in English. Witness. These are the witnesses. There are many more witnesses, the air, the sky, the moonlight, the sunlight, the Paramatma in everyone's heart. There are so many witnesses, but at least these witnesses you can see. Deity, the holy fire, the spiritual master, and the Vaishnavas. So in front of all those, you promised, yes, I will do something. But if you don't, then this is not gentleman's behavior. And if you cannot, then you cannot progress in your life. In terms of spiritual advancement, we are talking about spiritual progress. Whereas if you serve a guru, menially asking him to start, we started with this beautiful text. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service unto him. So two things we have to do. Inquire, but don't make absurd inquiries, as we heard in the purport. Oh, my husband doesn't earn enough, he is not giving me jewelry. My wife, she doesn't know how to cook. She puts too much salt in the sabji. Right? Or this Prabhu, look at him, he doesn't know how to even wear a dhoti. So the inquiry we do from spiritual master submissively is, hey Gurudev, how can I progress? What is the aim of my life? Right? Like Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who am I? What I am doing here? What is the purpose of my life? And render service. Services can be different types. If your guru is present physically, you can serve him food, you can iron his clothes, wash his clothes, make a garland for him, prepare a chandan paste for his forehead, clean his room, right? So many services. But there are higher services. This is called, so serving the body of the spiritual master is called Vapu Seva, the service to the physical body of the spiritual master, which is 100% devotional. The body of the spiritual master is also transcendental, right? But there is one more instruction that's called the Vani, the instructions. So if your spiritual master says, oh, I want you to go to China and open a center, that's an instruction. And you follow that instruction and serve your spiritual master. As far as Vapu is concerned, the spiritual master is limited, right? Let's say if he is in Scarborough, someone sitting in Tokyo cannot serve him physically. But if we are to serve the Vani or the instructions of the spiritual master, that can be done anywhere. Maybe in your home, wherever you are, in the forest, or you're flying in the middle of the flight and your spiritual master asks you to translate some books and you're translating. Or your spiritual master asks you to have a nice grihastha family, teach your daughters and sons some Krishna consciousness, and you are following that. That's the service. That's the service. On the material, not on material, but on the technical grounds, both services are equivalent. But in our parampara, the instruction of the spiritual master carries more weight than personal service. The example is given by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. He served his spiritual master, following his instructions to print books, to go to West and preach to the Western audiences. He followed that, and as a result, we are sitting in a nice, comfortable temple, only tens and thousands miles away from the land of Vrindavan, Mayapur. So Prabhupada was very comfortable in Vrindavan. He had a nice room in Radha Damodar temple. he was sannyasi, nothing to worry about his maintenance, but to follow the instructions of his spiritual master, he traveled on a cargo, not on a cargo flight, on a cargo ship. Takes month, more than a month, not so comfortable place, suffered major health challenges during his journey. But eventually, so it is also said that when a spiritual master gives you instruction, they empower you to follow that instruction same time. It's just a matter, as you remember, Krishna was instructing Arjuna, and Arjuna was like, I cannot do this. And Arjuna said, Krishna said, I have already done it. Everything is done. Nimitta matra bhaved savya sachin. Right? You just become a cause. Everything else is already done by me. So similarly, when spiritual master gives us an instruction, we receive the energy, the power, the resources, everything at the same time. It's just how much we are surrendered to the instructions. It depends on that. And the last thing, before I open the floor for questions. So same spiritual master, I said, we are an institute, right? So in the institute, spiritual master empowers the managers of the institute. At temple presidents, we have Vamsi Bihari Prabhu here. We have, other senior devotees here, Srimati Mataji, Ganpati Prabhu. So these devotees, they are empowered by or instructed by the spiritual master to carry on certain duties, roles, and responsibilities. And when the local authorities, they act in accordance to the instructions of the gurus, they also represent a guru. This is another subject that I'm gonna cover in the next Sunday session. So we talked about Diksha today, but there is one more term, it's called Shiksha. So Diksha or initiation you can only have from one guru. But instructions or Shiksha you can have from multiple gurus. So one of these managers are also the representatives of the spiritual master. When Ganpati Prabhu says that, Prabhu, I need your help to put the boxes on the rack, that's not his personal benefit. He has been instructed to keep the temple clean. Or when Mother Srimati says that, Krishna should wear this dress, or we should follow this festival and this way, we should cook this food and offer it to the lordships. She had been instructed to make sure that the services to deity is uninterrupted, the standards of deity worship are maintained. So respecting these authorities with the mood of service, how we approach, we learned already, right? To approach a spiritual master, you need a mood of service. Similarly, when you come to temple, have the mood of service. What can I do? Maybe I can clean something. Maybe I can wash a plate. Or maybe I can distribute a book or bring a friend in. Do something. When you come to temple, do something. Even if it's like arranging the shoes outside. Don't go without performing any devotional service. That's all I have to say. I have these things here, but this is more technical. You can meet me in person. I can hand you over some of the copies. I have 5 minutes here for any questions from today's subject that we discussed. Any questions? Are we ready for initiation? Yes, Mother.
I have a couple of questions. So first one is, can someone who is not initiated still attain Krishna if he's also following like all Srila Prabhupada's instructions, but he's not initiated? That's the first one. And what is the outcome? We've seen a lot of cases where there's initiated devotees who have fallen away. They made these promises to chant like their 16 rounds and whatnot, but they don't they're fallen away for whatever reason. Maya has gotten, better of them. What happens in a case like that to a devotee? So that's my question. Yeah.
Thank you. Very important questions. The first question, I don't know if everyone heard, first question was, can someone receive Krishna Prema or reach the ultimate destination without getting initiated? The answer is no. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted initiation. Sri Krishna accepted initiation. This is a process written in Vedas. It's not something that, we have some guidelines and rules and regulations, but that are specific to institution and today's time and everything. But the process of initiation is already mentioned in the Shastra. We heard Hari Bhakti Vilas, Sri Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, they spoke about this. So there is no way without initiation. So people may come with some examples. Oh, this Baba was never initiated, but he was great. Yeah, you can be great. There is no doubt that you cannot be great. But if you cannot surrender yourself to a representative of Krishna, and you want to bypass all the parampara, starting from, if you are in ISKCON, then Srila Prabhupada, then your outside, then whoever it may be, but ultimately reaching to Vyasadeva, who is the forefather of all the scriptures, right? So you're bypassing him also and trying to directly go to Krishna, which Krishna doesn't say. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, I like those people who are servants of the servants of my servants, right? So we cannot bypass that process. The second question was, if someone falls down, so it's Koncharadan, fall down. So it means you're not able to maintain certain promises that you made. What happens to them, right? That was the question. What happens to them? So they get sukriti. Whatever process, whatever effort they did, or whatever devotional service they performed, they get sukriti. Sukriti means a pious, bhakti mein sukriti, not just pious, but devotional. You get a devotional credit in your balance. And what happens is, in probably next life or the life after next and next, you will again somehow or other come in connection with Lord and His devotees and continue your journey from there. Neha vikramanasosti salpapayana vidyate swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato vaya. Even a small progress on this path of devotional service can protect you from the greatest danger. Any more questions? No? So are we ready to get initiated? Are we ready to commit our life? A commitment doesn't mean you have to serve full time and sit in a temple 24/7 and leave your family, job and whatever. No, commitment is you chant the holy name of the Lord. Why? Because that is the Yuga Dharma, chanting of the holy name of the Lord. And follow 4 regulatory principles, which are the 4 pillars of religion or dharma, to safeguard your devotional life. You avoid those practices, chant the holy name of the Lord, go to your spiritual master, ask for some service, and the spiritual master also knows. So it's such a, sometimes we think this subject is very easy, speaking about Guru, instructions of Guru Bhakti. But this subject is more complex than speaking about Krishna. our Guru, all of us, our Guru has been already, our Guru already knew us from 100,000 million lives, and they know. And your Guru also exists somewhere. They know you are born here and you are doing this and that. It's just a matter of a time. They wait until you go to them and surrender yourself and ask, how can I serve you, Guru Maharaj or Gurudev? That's just the wait that separates you from receiving the mercy of spiritual master. And spiritual master is the ocean of mercy. Sri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janarvan, we just heard before receiving the Guru Puja. He's the friend of fallen, then you can read everything. So he is very compassionate. Guru also knows everything within and without. As Krishna, Shri Krishna is Trikaladarshi. He can see past, present, and future. Right? Krishna knows all the three kals, 3 times. So similarly, Guru also possesses this energy. They know past, they know present, and they know future. So thank you very much for joining today's session. We will continue this kind of discussion next week, which will be much more oriented toward instructions or shiksha. So please join us. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Sri Radha Gopi Vallabha ki. Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maya ki. Sri Gaur Nitai ki. Lakshmi Narasimha Bhagavan ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Gaur Premanande.
Sham
Hare Rama
His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahansa Parikacharya Stotar Shat Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rup Shri Sanatana Shri Gopal Goswami Shri Goswami Vritta Ki Jai. Shri Radha Ki Jai. Radha Gopi Vallabha Ki Jai. Shri Gaurnitai Ki Jai. Ganavale Subramaya Ki Jai. Katnamai Ki Jai. Janamai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Mayapur Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navdev Mayapur Ki Jai. Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Bihad Mridanga Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. ISKCON Scarborough Yatra Ki Jai. Jai Gaura Premanande. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya. Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine.
Srila Prabhupada ki Namaste Narasinghayo. Namaste Narasinghayo. Namaste Narasinghayo. Namaste Narasinghayo. Hari Lakshmi Narasimha Bhagwan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Bhakta Prahlad ki jai, Jai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari.